A lioness crouches in the tall grass of Kenya's Masai Mara. Her amber eyes track a herd of zebra 100 meters away. This scene, predator and prey, locked in an ancient dance, has played out for millennia across vast stretches of Africa, the Middle East, and parts of Europe and Asia. But today this drama unfolds in an increasingly confined arena. In 1950, lions roamed freely across 11.9 million square kilometers. By 2020, their range had collapsed to a mere 1.65 million square kilometers, an 86% reduction in just 70 years. The spectacular crash of one of Earth's most powerful predators reveals not just an ecological crisis, but a fundamental reshaping of our planet's wild spaces. Behind those penetrating eyes lies a mind far more sophisticated than previously understood. Lions possess remarkable cognitive abilities that extend beyond basic predatory instinct. Lions recognize the specific roars of up to 14 different pride members with 100% accuracy, distinguishing between familiar and unfamiliar individuals, even at distances of 2 kilometers. They demonstrate numerosity, the ability to make quantity-based decisions. Research shows lions can visually distinguish between 1 to 3 potential adversaries and adjust their response accordingly. When outnumbered, they retreat 90% of the time. When evenly matched, they stand ground 80% of the time. Female lions employ coordinated hunting techniques that require spatial awareness and role allocation. Specific lionesses consistently occupy positions as wings, flanking prey, centers, pursuing prey, or blockers, intercepting escaping animals. These roles remain consistent across hundreds of documented hunts, suggesting specialized cognitive development. These cognitive abilities serve a critical purpose: survival in complex social structures. The pride, a sophisticated social unit of 2 to 40 lions, demands advanced communication and decision-making skills that few other predatory mammals possess. A lion's body contains evolutionary innovations that enable its predatory lifestyle. Their specialized liver enzymes can process massive protein loads that would cause ammonia toxicity in humans. This adaptation allows lions to consume up to 40 kilograms of meat in one feeding, the equivalent of a human eating 70 hamburgers in a single sitting. Lion saliva contains unique lysozyme compounds with antimicrobial properties 4 to 6 times more potent than human saliva. These compounds neutralize bacteria that cause life-threatening food poisoning in humans, allowing lions to consume days-old carcasses without illness. A lion's tongue is covered with rigid, backward-facing papillae, made of keratin, measuring 2 to 5 millimeters long. These structures apply 10 newtons of force per lick, enough to remove meat from bone and strip an impala carcass in 30 minutes. Their night vision exceeds human capability by a factor of 6, with a specialized reflective layer, tapetum lucidum, that amplifies available light and a high concentration of rod cells that creates exceptional low light sensitivity. These adaptations make lions incredibly efficient predators when sufficient territory and prey exist. Lion communication extends far beyond the iconic roar. The full acoustic range of a lion's vocalization spans from 40 Hz to 8,000 Hz, with infrasonic components below human hearing, 20 Hz, that travel up to 8 kilometers across savanna landscapes. A lion's roar reaches 114 decibels, louder than a chainsaw, 110 decibels, and approaching the human pain threshold, 120 decibels. Lions possess a unique hyoid apparatus, the only big cat with an incompletely ossified hyoid bone. This anatomical difference creates the distinctive resonant quality of their vocalizations by allowing the larynx exceptional mobility. They employ 11 distinct vocalization types, including grunts, purrs, moans, and puffs, each serving specific social functions, from maintaining group cohesion to expressing dominance. Facial communications are equally sophisticated. Lions have 13 distinct facial muscle groups capable of producing 25 different expressions, comparable to chimpanzees and exceeding most other carnivores. The lion hunt represents one of nature's most sophisticated predatory systems. Contrary to popular belief, lions are successful in only 17 to 26% of hunts, far less efficient than the 85% success rate of dragonflies, or even the 30% success rate of domestic cats. Hunting efficiency increases with group size, with optimal hunting groups consisting of 3 to 4 lionesses. Larger groups don't improve success rates, but do increase the size of potential prey targets. Lions calculate multiple variables simultaneously during hunts: wind direction to mask scent, terrain features for concealment, physical condition of potential prey, herd composition, and the position of hunting partners. Different prides develop distinct hunting cultures, with signature approaches passed from generation to generation. These include specialized techniques for particular prey species, with documented variations across different lion populations. Lionesses initiate 90% of hunts, while males join only 10% of group hunts. However, male participation increases hunting success for large prey like buffalo by 38%. These sophisticated hunting strategies require sufficient territory with adequate prey density, both increasingly rare commodities. The male lion's mane, perhaps its most distinctive feature, serves multiple biological functions. Mane darkness directly correlates with testosterone levels, with darker-maned males having testosterone concentrations 18 to 30% higher than lighter-maned counterparts. The average mane contains approximately 16,000 hairs per square centimetre and can reach lengths of 8 to 40 centimetres, depending on age, genetics, and environment. Males with darker manes sire more surviving cubs. Studies in Tanzania's Serengeti showed dark-maned males produced 1.4 times more surviving offspring than light-maned males over comparable time periods. This reproductive advantage comes at a cost. Dark-maned males suffer heat stress at temperatures 5 degrees Celsius lower than lions with lighter or no manes. Body temperature measurements revealed dark-maned males can reach 40.1 degrees Celsius during midday heat, dangerously close to causing hypothermia. Females show consistent preference for darker-maned males, spending 50% more time in proximity to them during estrus when shown controlled presentation options. This sexual selection system evolved when territories were vast enough for dark-maned males to avoid hunting during the hottest hours, a luxury increasingly unavailable as habitats shrink. The collapse of lion territory represents the underlying crisis threatening the species. In 1940, approximately 450,000 lions inhabited Africa and parts of Asia. Today, fewer than 20,000 remain in the wild, a 96% population decline in just 80 years. Lions now occupy only 8% of their historical range, with remaining populations increasingly isolated in habitat islands surrounded by human development. The average lion pride territory has shrunk from its 200 to 400 kilometres during the 1960s to as little as 15 to 140 square kilometres today, depending on location. This territorial compression has concrete consequences. Smaller territories support fewer prey animals, forcing lions to either starve or raid livestock, which inevitably leads to conflict with humans. In Kenya, lion populations crashed by 70% between 1996 and 2020, with territory loss identified as the primary driver. West African lions have suffered the most dramatic decline, with just 250 individuals remaining across the entire region, occupying less than 1% of their historical West African range. The territory crisis manifests in another troubling trend. Human-lion conflict has increased 300% since 1990, with approximately 200 people killed annually by lions across Africa. Each human death typically results in retaliatory killing of 2 to 10 lions. The fate of lions hangs in a delicate balance. Lion conservation costs approximately $2,000 to $2,700 per square kilometre annually to implement effectively, a fraction of the $80 billion annual global wildlife tourism industry they help support. Scientific evidence shows that lion populations can recover if 3 key factors are addressed: sufficient protected territory, adequate prey base, and mitigation of human conflict. The most successful conservation models involve local communities. In Kenya's Amboseli region, programs that compensate herders for livestock losses and employ local Maasai as lion guardians have increased lion populations by 45% since 2010. Protected corridors connecting isolated populations prove essential for genetic diversity. Mathematical models indicate that without such corridors, even protected lion populations face extinction within 100 years due to inbreeding depression. Trophy hunting remains controversial, but represents economic reality in some regions. In areas where trophy hunting is well regulated, it generates $142 to $1,164 per square kilometre annually for conservation funding, often in regions with few alternative revenue sources. As human populations expand across Africa, projected to double to 2.5 billion by 2050, the future of lions depends entirely on deliberate conservation of sufficient connected territory. Without immediate action, the king of beasts faces regional extinction across much of its range within 20 years. The silent crisis of territory loss continues to accelerate, with recent satellite data showing that suitable lion habitat is disappearing at a rate of 35,000 square kilometres annually, larger than the entire nation of Belgium. Lions evolved over millions of years to rule vast kingdoms. Their physical, cognitive, and social adaptations, from specialized salivary enzymes to complex hunting strategies to sophisticated communication systems, developed to succeed across expansive territories. These magnificent adaptations become liabilities in a fragmented landscape. The question is not whether lions can adapt to increasingly tiny territories. Their biology fundamentally requires space. The question is whether humans will choose to preserve enough connected wild spaces for lions to express the full range of remarkable adaptations that make them one of Earth's most extraordinary creatures. The lion's future now depends entirely on one species: humans.